All right. What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is day number 267 here. And you guys are just tuning in for the first time. My name is Jordan Alveas. I am the founder of dayNumber.io. And I've been documenting my journey for the last 267 days and also building daily with the mission of supporting early stage founders to really fulfill their mission with what they're building. Um, And hey, what's going on, Hayden Blogs? First one in, as always. And today, the one thing I wanted to talk about is, uh, one of the first things that you got to do to succeed is to take that first step, right? Hey, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Welcome. Anytime, man. Anytime. Shout out to Hayden Blogs. Sub to his channel or his son's channel. And I think that's the first thing. A lot of times we overthink, what we have to do to succeed, or we overplan things, or we think everything has to be perfect. However, the first thing you got to do is take action. Make it real. In order to make something happen and make it real, you have to take that first step. Whatever it's going to be, whether it's making that phone call, posting something about it, sharing it with somebody, recording a video like this, right? You have to actually take that action, that first step towards, whatever it is that you're, moving towards and what you're going to do. So, um, so that's the key, is taking that first step. Maybe doing some research about it, but actually putting it into action. Because a lot of people will read, or study, or plan, but never actually take any action. So that's something that I had to do yesterday as well. As like, I was really hesitant, to even take any action yesterday. I was over the last couple of days, I was having a little bit of a hard time. Just going through some personal stuff. But I just started reaching out to some of the core people in the group that I'm supporting, founders that are documenting their journey daily. For the last 30 days. And then after that, I just started, doing something easy and simple, which is doing replies to like some posts on X. So I was doing that, and then that carried the momentum to like, writing a post on LinkedIn, um, writing a post in the group chat that I'm managing. Hayden Vlog says, just try to give it your 100%, and that's true. And then after that, I just started, like taking, reaching out to a couple of people, so it just takes that momentum. So, it really got me out of that funk, and I suggest that if you guys are in a funk right now, do something, take the smallest action that you can take towards whatever it is that you're going to do. And then that will lead to the next thing, because there's this thing called the success cycle, which is success breeds confidence creates activity, and then activity creates successful habits, and then habits create success. It's a success. So success builds confidence creates activity creates habits, and then habits creates success, right? So the Josh Galt says, Hayden Blog says, you have a good life. Thank you. The Josh Galt says, contact Chris Jansen from the Innovate Niagara. He'll pull you into the loop. The Josh Galt says, the whole program is government funded. You'll meet your people. All right, man. Thank you for that, man. I will. Chris Jansen. Um, Maybe if I okay, I'll somehow write this down, or I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll do this. Can I do a screenshot here? Let's see if I can do a screenshot. I'll do a screenshot. Okay, I did a screenshot. That's cool. All right, now I have it saved. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Josh, for that recommendation. Because definitely, it's a beautiful day out now. My email is on my YouTube account. Okay, yeah, I was actually gonna reach out to you, man. My email is also on my YouTube account as well. So yeah, I will reach out to you so we can connect, man. I'm very grateful, that I'm doing these, like, what's this called? I'll hook you up with links. Thank you. Thank you to Josh Galt. Thank you, Josh. I'll stop calling you the Josh Galt. but But yeah, shout out to Josh Galt as well. He's building something great with List Easier. I think it's helping people that are listing on eBay to, yeah, it's a tool that I'm not too familiar with. The whole uh, selling world, but maybe Josh, you can kind of give like a one liner, a couple lines of like what you do, and for people that are interested in, um, yeah. Doing well on I guess eBay or e-commerce, then yeah, I'm probably botching your whole thing, man. Sorry, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that, but yeah, maybe you can give a little bit, and I'll give you a shout out as well. So maybe there's people on here that could definitely get help with what you created. Um, do I have work? Hayden Vlog says, "Do I have work?" Yes, I do. I do have work. Usually Monday to Friday. Still working about close to 50, like yeah, about 50 hours a week still, until dayNumber takes off. Get some funding so that get some runway to fully build this out. Um, I'm just trying to figure life out. All right, all right, all right. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Yeah. Where else is everyone tuning in from today? If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, we got we got Aussie here. We got Australia. Um, we got I know myself, Hamilton here. You guys can see where I'm at right now. Um, this is people like flying squirrel for some reason. Trampoline park. Not sure if you guys have one in Australia there, but we just hit 500 subs yesterday. So thank you to everybody that's been tuning in. Um, yeah, I mean the goal is not here to get to 500 subs. I mean the subscribers only help me to get more reach. Really, to the founders that I'm looking to connect with, mission-driven founders who really want to potentially impact billions of lives and build a billion-dollar company. When I started this whole journey 267 days ago, um, yeah, I actually called it the Billions Club, because the whole point was people that wanted to build a billion-dollar company and impact billions of lives. I bring my daughter to Flying Squirrel. I hate that place. Yeah, I know. I hear you, bro. There's too many crazy people that jump around, and like it's a good business model though. I mean, I think these guys charge about I forgot, like $20 for like 60 minutes, and like I always, everywhere I go, I think about like, okay, how much is this place actually making? Is this a good business model? That specific one, yeah. Yeah, I hear you. And I think, I don't know how much. I think the capacity, they said it was like, I think like 300 kids or something like that. So imagine like per hour, 300, they're making about like 6 grand an hour. Let's just say 5 grand an hour, and they're open for, let's say, how many hours? Let's say they're open for, I don't know. Let's say they're making about low end 30 grand a day. Their liability insurance must be nuts. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about how much they have to pay for that. Well, they do get you to sign a waiver though, so that they're not liable. That's another thing. That they get everybody to sign a waiver. So if anybody dies or gets hurt, they're not liable. But maybe that's how they cover their ass pretty much. Um, but I can imagine they're making about 30 times 3,900. They got to be making at least a mil a year, at least minimum. So the price of food is like $20 now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, look, if you go to like look here. There's Taco Bell. There's Wendy's. Even here, Fortino's, the Dollarama. All these places. Yeah, for sure. So I think the key is, there's all since there are a lot of high prices out there right now. But what I'm thinking right now is there's also way more than enough opportunity to make money as well. There's no excuse, really. I mean, I was just watching a clip from Grant Cardone, getting interviewed on Iced Coffee Hour, and he was saying he asked him if he had to start all over again, what would he do? Is he would solve like solutions that he could do with AI for businesses that have a good budget, charge $8,000 a month, get 10 clients, and he'll be making $1 million a year, which makes sense. There's probably a lot of businesses out there right now that need help with mundane tasks that could be automated with AI agents, or and you don't even have to know how to do AI. You can find people that actually live and breathe this thing. and then be like a drop shipper, but for services, right? Um, the fuel for me is the problem. Yeah, look, we have to just at the end of the day, there's always gonna the if we look throughout all history of time, even since I guess since the industrial age, or you know the cost of things have been always going up, right? Um, yes, exactly. Josh says most people have the wrong scarcity mindset. Yeah, you're right. Um, and no matter how high the prices have been going over the last couple hundred years, there's people that have always succeeded in every single point of the economy, right? So there's always, and then there's also people that say, "Oh my gosh, opportunity is going away," or like, when the industrial revolution was happening, people were like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna lose so many jobs," and then when the computer era was happening, or even World War II or whatever was happening, oh my gosh, like the world's going to crap, and then but in every crisis there's opportunity, right? In every crisis there's opportunity. Crisis screams opportunity for the ones that look for it, right? Money is abundant, time is scarce. Yes, you're right, time is scarce. Yes, there's only going to be one lifetime as you as who you are right now. And you're correct. Time is scarce, right? So there's so much money out there. If you think about how much is in circulation right now in terms of money and all the assets, there's about 80. I don't know if this number is right, but $80 trillion in circulation, right? So imagine just tapping into that $80 trillion, and all you need is like, you know, maybe like even 100 million. I did this calculation. $100 million. If you think of like $100 million as like a one playing card, okay? If you stacked um, that those $100 million playing cards up to the like stack them on top of each other, it would like I think the stack of cards would go uh, I think it would be like like the CN Tower and a half or something like that. You know, so $100 million is just like a drop of like in the ocean. And guys, if you get to 100 million, it's like but the key is not to focus on the money. The key is to focus on who you can help and how you can help, right? I had a mentor tell me that, hey, Mr. Edits, what's going on? Welcome. um, it's who you can help and how you can help, right? And the more you focus on that, or your mission, and then you tie that with a mission or a vision, you impact 1 billion lives, or you help 1 billion people, you're gonna be taken care of. You know, whether it's in the form of money, like you're gonna be taken care of 100%. Why do you think some people that there's what's this called? Josh Gall said, if you are so frustrated and want it so bad, and it keeps you up at night, then you are on the right track. Yes, 100%, 100%. Katerina Mike Skova says hello, hi, hey, what's up? Where are you guys coming in from today? Where are y'all tuning in from? What's going on? Where's everybody tuning in from today? Yeah, it's a sunny day today. Still cold though. It's like minus. It's like zero. It's like zero right now. It's crazy. Doing great. Doing great. Thank you. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Thankful. And the topic of today's, if you guys are just tuning in, is I was just saying like, one of the key things for success is taking that first step. And that's really what you have to do, is take some sort of action today, to actually move towards the thing that you're looking to build or do. You know, Spectrum Airways, Burlington, Ontario. Here, hey, there we go. I'm gonna fly out. Where you headed, bro? Where are you headed? Josh is traveling. And tune into Josh's. He goes live every day too. I think almost every day, or every day. Yeah. Tune into Josh's live stream here. Shout out to Hayden Vlogs as well. He has his son channel here. Shout out to him. I know he's also as well going on as well. Hayden, I think he's in karate. He's actually doing it for a living, which is crazy. I used to do taekwondo for like 11 years, getting my private pilot's license. Damn, bro, Josh, I'm gonna fly with you, man. I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to fly. I've always wanted to fly. I've always wanted to do that. And Katerina Mike Sova, I'm so sad. Why are you sad? What is making you sad? Trust me, I was feeling that way a little bit on the over the weekend, just dealing with some personal and mental stuff. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it's like the Aries portal opening up or something like that. I heard some people saying that, but yeah, sometimes change in weather and environment can really affect you, or even nutritionally. I think like mentally can affect you. But one thing I make sure I do all the time is go for a walk, get some sun every single day. Just going for a walk, for 1 hour, looking far off in the distance will really help you. They say that's one of the best things for mental health more than anything, because when you look far off in the distance and you're going for a walk, your body's moving, you're getting the sun. You're actually taking the focus off of like going inward, and then you're actually you're focusing outward now. um, Hayden Vlog says I gotta go, I got work in 5 minutes. All right, man, have a great night at work. Thanks for tuning in again. My brother is hitting me. Okay, well, that one thing, if you're watching this, if your brother hits you, number one, tell a parent. If it's abuse, call the police. I would say, you know, call Children's Aid Society if nobody will help you, or dial just their local police number. So do that, and yeah, he should stop. Tell your parents. Tell an adult. The blackbird walking is the best exercise. Yeah, walking every day. You gotta move, get your body moving. Josh Gall, take you. Give me a few months to get my certs. I'll be good. It'll be good YouTube content. 100%, man. I think doing even a podcast live, going live while we're on the play will be really cool. I always thought of a series where like, we interview founders or successful people or up and coming people on a private jet. I think that would be really cool. Um, going to visit different hubs of like up and coming founders would be pretty cool on a plane too. But it would be cool if we were live streaming and you flying. Uh, Katerina Mikova, you're welcome. You're welcome. If anybody is getting any type of hurt or anything, speak up. Don't hide it. Don't be afraid of like, somebody telling you or getting mad at you for speaking up. If you're being hurt, you gotta let somebody know. You know. So definitely, yeah. But yeah, that'd be cool, man. I think flying would be great. Like, look at these skies. I'd love to see this like open air, and be out there. It's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I know. I was reading. If you guys ever read, one of the best things you could do also too, for success is reading autobiographies and biographies of people who have what you want and been where you are. And one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up too is because I was reading Sam Walton's biography of what do you call it? Um, Made in America. Yeah, really good one. Really good one. And Sam Walton actually used to, when he was looking for real estate for Walmart, looking at different spots, he would take his own plane and fly around, and he would go with his dogs and go hunting, which is really cool too. So I guess seeing like when you're reading autobiographies and biographies, like actually physically reading them, not listening to them, or even listening to them too. It's like you're watching a movie and you're observing them. And it's kind of like you're getting an apprenticeship, but through a book, right? So um, that's one way that you can actually get to what they call unconscious competence. At the quickest, when you're observing somebody. So it's like when you're an apprentice, like in real life, you're following somebody around, you're observing them, seeing them do what they're doing, and then you pick up on how to actually do what they're doing. So in autobiographies and biographies, for people that have what you want and have been where you're at, you're observing them as well in the early stages. Like I know they're kind of like going back to like where their story from earlier, and they might not capture every single moment, but it still gets you tuned into, you know, what they did coming up, right? So right now I'm reading Michael Dell's book, Play Nice But Win. And really cool. This guy was like an entrepreneur from the get-go because of his parents. So his parents were really entrepreneurial driven. They used to read the Wall Street Journal. They had Forbes in there. His parents were like, they moved from, I think, like New York or something like that to Houston, Texas. So they wanted to get where the action was. So they were always talking about like, different things related to business. So I'm glad I'm doing that with my child right now. actually talking about business, and like, got her to go selling like last year and this year. And yeah, Michael Dell was a hustler as well. He had like when the Apple II computer came out and he wanted to buy it, it was like $5,000 in today's dollars. He already had like a savings, because when I was reading it, he went, yeah, he like he did a bunch of stuff. Like he when he like worked at restaurants at like 12. He had like he sold stamps from like his friends, like helped sold coins, like different things, So yeah, it's like when you observe, when you so it's like you pick up on these things, and when I was reading even like Sam Walton's biography, it was, yeah, it was amazing, like the amount of attention to detail that he had when he was building Walmart, and the intensity that he had with building it. He was just obsessed, to be the best, and he studied his competitors. And look, the Sam Walton family is the richest family in the world right now, aside from many, obviously, like oil, uh, you know families, or royalty, or Putin or whatever. But they're in the top 10, or at least top 20. If you combine their wealth together. Um, so yeah. Anyways, I do have to go, but to remember, guys, the first thing is take that first step, towards success, whatever it is that you're gonna do, whatever it is that you're looking to build. Um, and that helped me yesterday. Today, I'm gonna focus on, again, reaching out to. 10, at least 10 new founders, the core group that I'm supporting right now, and also to some event hosts for Magic. Still looking to do some more gigs. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in again. Shout out to everyone here: Katarina, Mikova, Josh Galt, the Blackbird 5725, Hayden Vlogs, Mr. Edits, and I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys again. I'll be on again tomorrow. I go live every single day. Um, just hit 500 subscribers, so make sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.